Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Okay, today we're going to talk about if you defend yourself, you will feel attacked. You, according to, again, A Course in Miracles, you and your brother, the one that is, you feel that is your mirror soul, your twin flame, soulmate, the more closely aligned they are to you, the more your vibration is the same. And that's the case in the twin flame mirror soul philosophy, theory, is that because the vibration is so close, you're going to really feel it. You're going to feel all the beauty, all the sun, all the light, and you're going to feel the dark. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks almost every time, because the vibration is the same. That's why the universe, the higher power, your higher self, uses this relationship for your awakening. And that, in the Course in Miracles, it will say that is that path, the path to awakening, quick intensive awakening, is the relationship, the divine holy relationship that's been changed from the special relationship that was you to fulfill the egoic needs. These relationships start out with each person thinking, oh wow, I'm going to have somebody to love me and it's going to be great, and we're in the bubble love phase and things are beautiful and they're always going to be so gorgeous, and we're going to have a home and 2.5 children and a white picket fence. And what is that? A dink, double income, or a double income, no kids? Dink. Oh boy, I'm gonna have it all. Okay. And then things go kaflooey. Okay. That's because this is a divine relationship. If you walk away and you can just forget that person, then no. It's not that straight. It can be a preparation relationship for the one that's going to be coming. If you can walk away from that and really not look back and get over it, then maybe it taught you some things, but this is not the intensive relationship that the divine is going to use that your soul is going to use to catalyze you into self-actualization, aka awakening. You're just going to bring up all your traumas. It's going to trigger the ish out of you. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. You thought awakening was about tiptoeing through the tulips and all good feeling stuff, Yeah, me too. And so many of us. Okay, so when this relationship starts triggering you, and you start blaming yourself or them about the failure of this relationship, and them pushing you away and them not contacting you, which is most likely what happens in the situation. Okay, so you want to blame them. You're mad, you're hurt, you're traumatized, you're abandoned, you're betrayed, and all your abandonment wounds are coming up. Guess what? Great. I'm sorry. But this is the opportunity. This is the chance to have all of that healed. And this is what this is for. Okay. So hang in there. I don't mean to laugh because I have cried my tears too, guys. Okay. I have cried more than I ever thought I would over anybody ever again. Okay, so I have a long story, and I'm not even saying I cried over another relationship like this. Okay, so there's that one person, and it is the one given you. And in the Course in Miracles, this book here, this book here, I hope it's not backwards. I don't know if it is. A Course in Miracles. This is what it looks like, the old physical version. It's so great. I've had a couple of these. And it's a really thick book. However, they do have online audio versions of this, which is a beautiful thing, and we can get links to that. I will tell you about it. Just you can Google it, and maybe we can get something set up to where we get a discount. But it's only like $30-some-odd a year to have this wonderful audio version of the course and the workbook and the manual for teachers and all that. It's really, really worth it. So back to, if you defend yourself, you're attacked. Even according to the Gottman theory of relationships, by the way, good information, they will tell you that is defensiveness is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse of relationship. Yeah, defending yourself. So they would say, if somebody says, you know, why did you do this, blah blah blah, and we go straight into, well, I didn't do that, I was like doing this, like I still do it, and it's a trigger, knee-jerk reaction to just defend yourself. But the thing is like, what is better is to empathize with where that person is coming from, because it's not about you. If they're bringing up something, not directly at least, the issue is more to understand them, to help them to feel understood. Wow, you know, like, that's interesting. How did you get that idea? Where, you know, sounds like you're really hurt. So turning it back into a loving interaction, and not taking it personally. It's not that you don't say ultimately, I actually didn't do, or if that's indeed the case, I think there's a misunderstanding or something, but it's coming from a non-defensive place, where you're empathizing, you're interested in why the reaction is a certain way. So that's when you're connecting with that other person and getting on their team, and not saying like you're wrong. You know, it's not that, it doesn't become a factual argument, because really arguments are not factual generally, they're emotional, right? we just want to be seen. We want to be seen and understood. And then that person knows you're on their side. You know, it's really important to be able to say you're sorry. A story is coming to mind. I don't know how true it is, but supposedly I think it's true, where, you know, there was this monk, and I'm going to do my own version, of course, paraphrase it. So there was a monk who was who was accused of being inappropriate, let's say, very inappropriate with some other young lady, and he got her pregnant, according to the young lady. And when he was accused of this, he actually was just like, okay, all right. And then, they made him take care of the young woman and the child. He was like, okay. And he did that. He didn't defend his position. He didn't say he did it, but he was like, he may have said, I think there's a misunderstanding here, but if you think that, you're not going to change people's minds, is what he was getting to, until he knew that the only way to rectify the situation was to take care of the child and the young lady, which he did faithfully for years. And then the young lady came clean and said, no, he didn't do that. It was somebody else. And he again said, and then, she was going to leave and take the child, and again, he says, okay, if you feel like that's what you need to do, then everybody else, was like, oh, shoot. And he took care of the child and didn't even argue with that. He did that out of love, because he was moving in love, and he released the young lady and the child. All of that, truly painful, could be very painful to the ego, right? But if you're moving in true unconditional love, what kind of self-actualization and true mastery of the ego and love is that? And dare I say that there are some that do that. Now, you may be thinking, oh my God, like, I'm not going to do anything like that. That's ridiculous. I'm not a monk. I'm not a nun. But here's the thing. What if this journey is calling you to awaken to that high level of unconditional love? What if you're now ready to move in unconditional love and let your ego go? Like, what is your SP doing that is, they could be doing things that are really offensive to your ego, really disrespectful. I'm not talking abusive. I'm saying there can be the appearance of disrespectful. They could be appearing to abandon you and to even, I don't know, but they're not going to be abusive in this relationship. It can appear that they are mostly ignoring you or rejecting you or judging you, let's say. That's most often kind of what goes on, and you just don't know why they're not committing, and why they're, why they're not contacting you, and why they won't commit to a traditional relationship, etc. It's more like that. It's more like neglect rather than rather than abuse. Okay, so, or being put in situations, not being prioritized, or being like this situation, where the monk was accused of things he didn't do. I've been not, definitely that's happened in my journey, where I was like, no, where did you get that idea? And at some point, yes, I did defend myself, but I had to also say, where's that coming from? You know, like, why are you thinking that? Why are you thinking I don't love you? Because the SP, frankly, can be thinking that. And most likely they are too. If you're thinking that, they're thinking it. If you're thinking you're unloved and like you're thinking you're not good enough for them, they're thinking that too. That's the real irony of this situation, and it may not seem that way, but it definitely it showed up in my version. So, and I'm just like totally shocked. How could you possibly think that? But they do. So if you're thinking it, know that it's on the other side, because you two are one. You're one. You came into two by two into this realm, into duality, dual, one, two. You had to split to come into third dimension. It's a some math, science, physics thing, okay? But we go home as one. We must merge. Our souls are merging back together. Your brother and you are one. So try not to defend, but to align. And then explain yourself. Help them to feel understood. And then you can open the door to say, I think there was a misunderstanding, but be very gentle, be very loving. This is not about right and wrong. This is about loving. And that's what we're learning here. Okay, so I can help you with a lot of this. It's intricate, and it can seem very complicated. I can help guide you through this journey. Yes, my twin and I are in union, and but I am in inner union. Hopefully getting more and more all the time, but enough in inner union. So if you want some help and guidance, I'm an MSW therapist, addiction professional, codependency, that counselor, addiction, trauma release, exercise, double attuned in Reiki and Gendai, Gendai and Usui Reiki, and other things. So I can help you through. My contact information is in the description in this page, and just give me a short description of what you would like to about your situation, and we can chat. Okay, have a great day to have a great life.